So here we go with the triangle congruence notes, section 6 for the shadows unit. So first of all, let's have a reminder of what our definition of congruence is, okay? Two polygons are congruent if they are the exact in every single way. That means all of the angles are congruent and all of the corresponding sides are also congruent. However, today we found that there were going to be certain shortcuts for triangles. These shortcuts are not going to work for other polygons. The first shortcut we found was side, side, side. Okay, and we can abbreviate that SSS congruent. And that the definition of this shortcut is two triangles are automatically congruent if all three pairs of corresponding sides are congruent. You do not have to know the angle measures. Okay, so for instance, I might say that this side length was 6, 7, and 4, and this triangle was 6, 7, and 4. Only knowing that information, these triangles have to be congruent because triangles were rigid. We couldn't push on the corners and make anything different. I also could just say, hey guys, these are congruent because I'm putting tick marks. So one tick mark on these two sides, 2 over here, 2 over here, and 3. Remember, the same number of tick marks is trying to say that this side is congruent to this side. So that's 2 examples of triangles that are congruent, okay, by the side, side, side shortcut. Okay. Next, angle, side, angle. We're going to abbreviate that ASA, congruence. ASA. And this definition is that two triangles are automatically congruent if the two pairs of corresponding angles are congruent and the corresponding sides between them are also congruent. Meaning you don't have to have the last angle or the other sides. You don't have to have the last angle or the other sides. So some examples here might be, I might give you 2 diagrams. This one is 40 degrees, 10 centimeters, 110 degrees. And then this triangle was 10 centimeter side, 40 degrees, and 110 degrees. Okay, so that's angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle. With tick marks, I might say, and arcs, I might say angle, side, angle is congruent to angle, side, angle. Okay. So what we want to be able to do is to look at the picture and say, oh yeah, they're congruent by angle, side, angle, or they're not congruent. Those tick marks don't match up the same. Next, the third shortcut that did work for us was angle, angle, side. The formal definition is two triangles are automatically congruent if two pairs of corresponding angles are congruent and a pair of corresponding sides not between them are also congruent. Okay, to be angle, angle, side, that side should not be between the angles. Which means you don't have to know, again, that third angle or the other sides. So an example of that, let's say that this side is 8 centimeters, this angle is 60 degrees, this angle is 50 degrees, this side is 8 centimeters, 60 degrees, and 50 degrees, and these would be congruent by angle, angle, side. With arcs and tick marks, I could say congruent. congruent angle, side. Then I could say side, angle, angle. Okay, so with that being said, what I just verbally said there, angle, angle, side is the same as side, angle, angle, right? These are the same. However, we just usually write them in alphabetical order as angle, angle, side. Okay, so they're the same, but we would want to use this one. Okay, we'll get more practice with that throughout the unit. And our next shortcut is side, angle, side. And that formal definition is two triangles are automatically congruent if the two pairs of corresponding sides that are congruent and the corresponding angles between them are congruent. So we have two pairs of sides and an angle between them. Again, you don't have to know the third side or the other angles. And what this might be, let's say this side is the length of 6 centimeters and 4. This angle in between is 120 degrees. 6, 120, and 4. And with just this limited information, I can say that the whole triangle, the rest of the parts have to be congruent. Okay? So with that being said, what I'd like you to do is to take and hit pause if you're watching this video. And actually, first though, I want you to add a G. So we have A through F and a G. So if you could squeeze G in down at the bottom, maybe below F. So you turn the page on your note packet, squeeze in G. This is another example I'd like you to have. What I'd like you to do here is take a couple minutes and I want you to try A through G. And I want you to write congruent, not congruent, or NEI. Now I want you to explain, okay? So based on all the tick marks and the shortcuts we just had, okay, we had all of our shortcuts, I want you to decide if you have enough information to say what they are, okay? Congruent, not congruent, NEI. Alright, so again, if you're watching this video, hit pause if you haven't tried A through G, but we're going to go ahead and when you're ready, then hit play, and let's see how we did. Okay, so on A, we have two pairs of sides. There's no shortcut for that. We either need what? We need a third side marked, or we need an angle somewhere on here. So this is an example of NEI. There's not enough information here for us to say if they are or are not, okay? Now on B, this is a tricky one. They sure do look like they're congruent, guys and gals, and the sides are marked, but this is a quadrilateral. We have to have angles marked here. Our shortcuts of side, side, side only work on triangles, okay? So we have to have angles and sides if it is a polygon bigger than a triangle. On C, these are congruent by side, angle, side. Checking out the next three here, or last four. D, it looks like I have angles, angle, side, angle, angle, side. The markings are the same on both triangles. So angle, angle, side is my justification. And now on E, they gave us the numbers 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. They are congruent by SSS, side, side, side. F, angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle. The markings are the same. They are congruent. And on G, this is an example of not congruent. The sides are not the same. That concludes our notes for section 6.